So as the gentleman went around to the red car, to the passenger door, he was pulling in his pants. So.
And was anything showing out of his pants?
No.
Okay, so he was doing up his pants as he's running around the car.
Yep.
He gets to the red car and he climbs in the passenger seat, right?
Yes.
Okay. You did not see any of these people exit the black truck, is that true?
Any of the occupants of the red vehicle? No, I did not.
And you did not see any people enter the black truck?
No.
And you did not see any people from the black truck standing on the street?
Again, I didn't see the gentleman that got in the red car. I'm assuming he came from the red car, but he was out before I got there, so I'm assuming he belonged to the red car. I don't know.
And you did not cite anyone from the black truck for stopping, standing, or parking a vehicle on the highway?
Never made contact with him, so no, I did not.
Prosecutors also argue that there was a failure of passengers of a vehicle to wear seatbelts. The driver of the black truck, did he have a seatbelt on?
Don't have any idea.
Okay, so you didn't see whether he had a seatbelt on or not?
Nope.
The passenger of the black truck, the two passengers of the black truck, do you know if they had seatbelts on?
I don't have any clue. Again, I didn't make contact with anybody in the black truck.
Okay. So it's fair to say you did not see anybody from the black truck failing to wear their seatbelt?
Yeah, again, I don't know.
Now, the prosecutor argues that argues prohibition against persons engaging in an exhibition of speed. Did you cite anybody for an exhibition of speed?
No.
You heard the black truck rev his engine, correct?
Yes.
This black truck is loud anyway. Is that what you testified?
Yeah, it's loud.
Okay. And it's also a stick shift, is it not?
Again, don't have any clue. Never saw the interior of it, so I don't know.
And the two cars were not in a position to race, isn't that true?
They were lined up one behind the other, so unless the black truck was going to run the red truck over, I don't know.
Okay.
So.
All right. And you did not hear the squeal of any tires, right?
No.
You did not see the squeal of any tires?
No.
You did not see the black truck take off at a high rate of speed, did you?
From the stop sign or from the stoplight? No.
In fact, you did not see the black truck exhibit any speed, correct?
I don't know how fast he took off because, again, I was following. I got in between the black truck and the red truck to pull the red car over, so I don't know how fast he took off. I do know that when he went past my location, he did speed up as I gave him the motion, but he didn't squeal his tires or any of that stuff.
And he wasn't speeding in your estimation?
No.
He was just going through the intersection, right?
He was, yeah, well, he was past the intersection. He was east side of the intersection. He was
when
just
you
going
gave
down
him
the
that
road.
signal, the one you're just talking about, when he goes by you, you're on the passenger side of the
Yes.
truck, right?
Yeah.
And when you get back into your vehicle, the black truck waited for you, did he not, to let you pull in front of him and in front and behind the red car?
Yeah, I turned my lights on at that point and got in front of him, yes.
Okay, and so he waited for you, right?
Yes.
And you never gave him a audible signal to pull over, did you?
No, I did flash my lights or my spotlight at him, told him to wait there.
Audibly, you told him?
Well, visually, sorry.
Okay, so
I gave one of
you gave him
these.
a visual signal.
Yes.
And you, but you didn't get on your outside speaker or anything.
No.
You didn't even yell at him, hey, pull over.
No, it was that fast, and it was get back in my car.
Right.
So
you don't know if he received that signal or not, right?
Again, I was a car length away from him. I would assume he did, but I don't know.
Right. And you know that evading or failing to pull over is a third-degree felony.
Yes.
Right? And you didn't cite him for that,
No.
correct? And so, in retrospect, or looking at this, you didn't see any criminal activity from anybody in the black truck, correct?
Any criminal? I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if there was any criminal activity.
Right. You didn't know if any.
That's why I was stopping both vehicles. That's why I informed Officer Murray to stop him to find out what was going on at the intersection.
Right. And you didn't tell Officer Murray why you asked Officer Murray to pull him over.
I just told him to pull that vehicle over.
Right. You didn't tell him why?
Nope.
Okay. And So you pulled us over based on seeing somebody getting in the red car pulling up their pants.
Well, and the revving of the engine of the black vehicle, the gentleman standing between both vehicles, it appeared suspicious to me. That's why I was stopping. That's why I stopped. And
You also never even asked Nick, did you receive my signals? Why didn't you pull over?
again, I never did talk to him.
I have no other questions.
Officer Elvin, how long have you been a police officer?
11 years.
There's been questions raised as to, did you cite them for failure to stop, failure to wear a seatbelt, and other things. When you arrive on a scene where you have suspicion, as you indicated, do you always cite for everything that you suspect?
No.
What do you do?
You make the best determination you can and try to issue a warning, a citation, or arrest based on the best way to end that situation.
Okay, so you didn't cite on all those things that were possibilities, but you did suspect something was wrong.
Yes.
Tell me again, what did you suspect was wrong here?
I really thought it was a fight. I thought it was two cars that weren't getting along. We have that all the time, so that's what I thought it was.
Your experience as an officer, have you seen situations that escalate to fights where there aren't obscene gestures or audible words exchanged back and forth?
I've seen fights start just for one guy revving his motor parked behind another vehicle. So, yes, I've seen that.
Okay. Another question.
No, Judge.
Judge, I'd like to call Officer Ulysses Black. Officer Black, will you state your full name for the court, please?
Ulysses Michael Black,
Who do you work for, Officer Black?
North Park Police Department.
You have involvement in this case.
Yes, I do.
You encountered the defendants, Nick Johnson and Ashley Carl, in this case.
I did.
Tell me what your involvement was in this case initially.
Okay. I was on regular patrol, and a call come out from Officer Elliman, who was on Main Street. His request was over the radio that a black truck that had just turned eastbound on 1800 North from Main Street be stopped in regards to an incident he was investigating.
And when you received that information, what did you do?
I started to travel westbound on 1800 North. I was on my way to the office, which is located on 1200 East. Officer Murray was following, catching up from Main Street, heading east, trying to catch up to the truck at the time. I intercepted them just west of 4th East.
And you got a description of a truck. Can you tell me briefly what it is you heard?
Black pickup truck heading east off of Main. Officer Murray had turned right behind that vehicle, apparently over the radio. This is the traffic that was given, that he was behind the vehicle. It had not stopped yet for him. He was in an unmarked car with mirror lights.
Okay, so when you received the information to stop the truck, what did you do?
Started westbound on 18th North until I intercepted him, and then Officer Murray requested that I get in the lead position because he wasn't stopping for him.
Okay. And you were able to stop the vehicle?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Well, actually, is it Mr. Johnson, I believe, last name? Yes, Mr. Johnson stopped at 4th East and leaned out his window and asked where he wanted us to, or have him pull over, and I just told him east of the intersection. He did that. I checked with Officer Elliman as to to see exactly what the stop was for, what he needed them for back there on Main Street. There was no radio communication at all. At that time I tried, he didn't respond. I made contact with Mr. Johnson at the driver's window so that he wasn't wondering what was going on. I advised Mr. Johnson that as soon as Officer Elliman responded on the radio and told me what exactly he needed him for, I would let him know that.
When you had contact with the defendant, Mr. Johnson, what happened? What was your observation?
I could detect an odor of alcohol.